Hi, I'm Tom. From starting my journey at 55 kilos with practically no muscle mass at all, and then gaining over 35 kilos in weight, it may look like a simple before and after comparison, but there were so many mistakes in between my bulking journey. Trying out every food item that said high protein, training 7 exercises for just chest alone, and so much more. If I knew what I knew now, my whole 4 to 5 year weight gain journey would have only taken a year and a half at max. So, after reflecting on what caused my growth and what caused my plateaus, I've come up with my 3 biggest bulking mistakes for training and how to avoid them. Starting off with number 1, doing too many isolation exercises. Now, with an isolation exercise, this primarily targets one specific muscle group. So, for example, with a dumbbell bicep curl, this is going to target the biceps. I used to be guilty of just spamming them out. I do like 4 different bicep curl variations, use every single arm machine, but I didn't do that many compound lifts. And this is a big reason why, for the first year of training, I was getting more shredded, but not really much bigger. Because with compound lifts, they target more than one muscle group and they're amazing for putting on mass in all different areas. For example, with a squat, not only does this hit your quads and blow them up, but it's also going to hit a bit of your glutes and hamstrings too. Compound lifts really give you that fullness, and the ones I've always included within my routine, no matter what, are these: squats, incline bench press, pull-ups, and rows. So instead of doing tons and tons of isolation exercises and accessory movements, here's how to structure your workout. You want to have compound lifts for around 60 to 70% of your exercises, and then with the isolation movements, these can be 20 to 30% of your routine. Number 2, neglecting weak points. Now, when I first started training, all I wanted was abs and a big chest. So I remember being in my room, doing 10-minute ab workouts, spamming the push-ups as much as possible, and I neglected so many different areas of my physique. So don't just do the fun stuff. You also need to bring up the weak areas. Even if you train each major muscle group, you're likely still missing some. And I like to call these the ectomorph muscles. So calves, forearm, and neck. And with these muscle groups, they're always visible, whether you're in a t-shirt or not. They're not actually spoken about that much because it's only a skinny guy problem. So here's how I would hit all of the ectomorph muscle groups. On leg days, I always do calves first, because with training calves, it's not going to affect your squat strength, your quad strength, or any other area of your legs. So it's great to get it out the way, because I know for sure you've definitely left calves to the end of the session and then not bothered because you're so tired from the squats. With the calf exercises, I would do Smith machine calf raises and then a seated variation, so seated machine calf raises. Coming on to the forearms. Now, I actually put these on my leg day too, because when you're training quads, glutes, calves, you don't really need much grip strength at all, so it's not going to interfere with your training. I would do 2 different exercises. Number 1, barbell behind my wrist curl, and number 2, seated curls with a dumbbell. And finally, coming onto the neck. And I actually put this at the end of my leg day too. So it's a bit of a crazy routine. And with the neck, it doesn't really matter when you train it, as it's not heavily involved within lifts. The exercises I would do would be seated plate curls and then seated neck extensions with a harness. Now, outside of the ectomorph muscle groups, the B-taper back is equally as important, because this makes you look broad, wide, and aesthetic, and ultimately, it makes you look a lot bigger. Not only has my B-taper got a lot better and made me look a lot broader, but also for my coaching client Nathan, who gained 10 kilos while staying lean, when we focused on bringing up that B-taper, the difference is crazy. He looks a lot fuller, looks a lot bigger, and also a lot leaner too. And if you needed a bit more structure with training, nutrition, or just a bit more accountability, like I did for Nathan, Sean, Bartek, and many other clients, feel free to hit the link in the description, fill out the form, and then I'll get in touch and see how I can help. Cool, so now coming on to number 3, too much cardio. When I first started bulking, I used to play so many sports like football, basketball, and even eventually got into Muay Thai. And all of the sports wasn't actually the issue. The main issue came from doing cardio on top of that every single day in the gym. I saw loads of advice online saying I needed to do cardio every single day after my workout, and that's what I started to do. And I was eating so much food, but I wasn't gaining any weight at all. Of course, with cardio, it burns a lot of calories. However, it still has a lot of good benefits. So it improves your heart health, endurance obviously, and can even help for pushing for extra reps. But as a skinny guy, you don't want to do excess cardio. Just do cardio 2 times a week and try and hit 8 to 10k steps. That's all you need to do. There's no need to go overboard and spend hours doing cardio in the gym, because that will mean you'll just have to eat more and more. So that comes to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you wanted to see my 3 best bulk and breakfast recipes, you can click this video right here where I go through simple, easy to make recipes. Other than that, drop a like, drop a subscription, and I'll catch you next time.